With both sides deadlocked, the White House on Friday said it would be left with the unenviable task of mass layoffs to keep essential government services operating in the shutdown continues, which Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt described as fiscal sanity. The scope of those potential layoffs remain unclear, but the White House has been in discussion with the Office of Management and Budget, or OMB. Both Republican and Democratic lawmakers have dug in their heels on the main point of disagreement: healthcare. Democrats have opted to capitalize on the impasse to ensure health insurance subsidized for those with low income to do not expire and reverse Trump's administration's cut to the medical health program. Republicans, for their part, have repeatedly accused Democrats of shutting down the government in a bid to provide health care to undocumented immigrants, a charge that Democratic leaders have denied. A total of 54 senators voted in favor of a Republican-led proposal to fund the government, with 44 against and 2 not voting. A separate Democrat-led proposal also failed, with 45 voting in favor and 52 against. Both sides have continued to blame the other for the shutdown, with little sign of any progress in negotiations. The White House has provided no scope of timeline for any potential layoffs or cuts to agencies. Most of those cuts would come from agencies that do not align with administration's values of putting our country first. As part of the federal government's response to the shutdown, $2.1 billion in federal infrastructure funding for Chicago, in addition to the previous freezing of $18 billion in infrastructure spending in New York City and the cancellation of approximately $8 billion in funding for federal energy projects in some Democratic-run states. On the Senate floor, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said the Democrats are fighting the healthcare issue because we know Americans want this. Some Democrats, including Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal and Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, said they want to hear directly from the president about the ongoing stalemate, citing a bipartisan border bill that the president ultimately rejected last year. They said they fear that any negotiation with Senate Republicans could ultimately be contradicted by Trump. Every polls have suggested that Americans are deeply split on the shutdown, with one Shutdown Post poll conducted on 1st October finding that 47% of U.S. adults blame Republicans compared to 30% who blame Democrats. Faith Ojo, reporting for BTV News.